gave these lanterns a good fighting chance, but I still just don't love the way they look in this space. So instead, today I'm going to build these as replacements. Stay tuned. I started with finding scraps around my shop that would work, then cut them up to make the panels. Before gluing up the slats to make panels, I went over each edge with a round-over bit. Now for the glue up, just to cut down on the need of clamps, I stacked them on top of one another. And since I don't have wax paper, I use saran wrap. It worked like a champ. Next I grabbed a protractor, lined it up in the corner, and then marked out where 10 degrees fell. Then I used my table saw to bevel the bottoms at 10 degrees. Then I was able to put the body together. Then I grabbed some thicker material and cut up pieces to use as trim. I gathered all the extra strips that were too thin and cut them up to be used for the bottom. I grabbed the 8 trim pieces for the corners and beveled one edge at 45. Then I used my miter to cut the top and the bottom at a 10 degree so that whenever I attach it to the body, they will already be flush. Now before cutting this in half, I went ahead and braced up the bottom since I'm going to be cross-cutting those slats. I set up a fence, and then put in a stop block, and then just started cutting it in half. And now I have 2 identical sconces. To give myself a way to hang it, I added in these braces with a hole in the middle. I'm not sure why I put them down so low originally. I went ahead and cut some more scraps so that I could add some decorative trimmer on the top. Then it was just a little wood filler, some sanding, and of course, a paint job. For the paint, I wanted something a little muted and distressed looking, so I started with the base of gray and then just came back with a little bit of white on my brush and more or less just kind of rubbed it around. Then I was able to fill it up with styrofoam and make a flower arrangement. Well, I think that these wall sconces go a lot better in here, since I'm going for a country rustic vibe. I was able to build the entire thing out of scraps just laying around my shop, And so the only expense were the flowers. And I waited till a 50% off day and got myself a deal. So if you actually want to build these, I do have a written tutorial with a lot more detail in it on my blog, which is wilkerdues.com. There's a link in the description, so feel free to check it out. And that's it for this one. So leave me your comments, and I will see you next time. I made sure to keep the nails off the center line, but it was very nerve-wracking cutting this in half. Okay, no nails, no nails, no nails. All right. On the seam, no nails. Long end. Okay. Okay.